What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, we completed yet another set of quest steps in the Bladed Path. We attuned our final element, Solar, which is going to allow us to do a few things today. We're here in the Imbaru Engine. We're not going to be spending the entire episode here, but we are going to be spending a part of it. But we're going to be going over a little bit more about the Imbaru Engine today. We're first things first going to be taking care of that one test that we left untouched because I had not yet attuned to all of the elements. Now, I have brought with me Hard Light today because this thing can be switched to the different elements on demand. Now, this is important because we're going to actually need to be able to do this to complete this test. I mean, we could just bring 3 weapons of different elements, but I think that makes it a lot harder when you can just bring Hard Light, even though this thing has a gigantic gun model and is otherwise a terrible weapon. So we don't actually need to do the encounter. Just walk right past that. We can just proceed through the door and continue. So we're going to head this way. Now, we are going to be doing the other Imbaru Engine encounter in this episode today, but we're going to have to leave to actually complete that because we need to do some things in Savathun's Spire before we have access to the final puzzle. But for right now, let's head on up. All the way up. And then we will see our second test. Now, I explained how this worked briefly when we first got there. But we're going to have to go explain it just a little bit further as we go into this thing. So we can proceed through this way. We get another set of these right here as we continue to part the mists. Just kind of move past all of these and then up to the next level. We're getting there. We're getting there. And up here at the top is where this puzzle takes place. Okay, let's begin the test. So pay attention to the sigil behind us. And right off the bat, we will get, where is it? As all of the symbols pop up, we get an arc symbol. Okay, that is the odd one out we're looking for. Now, we already explained how this worked last time. Arc is in the same place on all of these except this one. So we're going to shoot that, and then we're going to hop through the portal. Okay, there's the first one done. Next. Explored and inquired. Solar. Okay, so we got solar on the right, top, right. So let's switch back to solar this time and shoot that one and jump through the portal. And we know this is correct. There we go. Okay, void on the right this time. Do we have any? Okay, let's see. We got void there, void there, void there. No void there. Void there, void there, void there. Now, wait a second. It seems like the only thing we have is an odd one out here, but we're going to want to get a little closer because you'll notice now there are multi-symbols here, and this void was actually hidden behind the arc symbol here. So through that one we go, and on to the next. Okay, it's going to get a lot more confusing, but now we have solar once again. This one is really tricky, and I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember if there is like a reliable way to tell how this one works, but if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be, hold on before I make that definitive statement, this guy right there. Yes, I do believe that is correct. Yes, and there we go.
It was always so inelegant. Ziva adored it, but I wanted something with a little more finesse. You fed me my tribute for a long time, but now you've dispelled the mist of my spire. If I still had my worm, it would be eating me up from the inside. Well, good riddance. Thank you for that.
I suppose you're welcome, Savathun, but okay. Now, we still have a little bit more to do yet. Here, there is one more test for us to complete. In fact, if we go into our triumphs really quickly, let's do that first things first. It'll actually tell us about the tests in the Imbaru Engine. But let's go to the secret, and there we go. Test your navigation in the Imbaru Engine. Done. And then I want to say that that is also related to the title here. But there we go. Tests are done. There is still one more test, though, the test of strength. Now, this is not required. It's just kind of another triumph for us to do. But this one is tied to Savathun's Spire itself. So I'm going to go and run through the activity really quickly. All right, I've already taken the liberty of completing the first encounter before we get into anything crazy here. Now, I want to show right off the bat that we can get ourselves some cards here, so let's go and grab these. So first things first, this one needs Void Attunement, so we're going to collect that really quickly. There's one opaque card. We're not going to be getting every single one. I'm mainly just chasing after the most important ones at the moment, but I am going to be getting at least a few to show that we can now grab these now that we have all of our attunements. So I don't think we can go after the thing in here yet. That's a weekly chest that we can only go after under certain circumstances, which do not entail what we're doing right now, unfortunately. So let's just proceed. And actually, I'm going to be incredibly cheeky about this and use my super here because I am lazy as all heck. There's also one that you can sometimes get in there too, depending on the day. So we're not going to get that one. Here is one over here, though, we can grab, and I probably could have just honestly skipped all that if I absolutely needed to, but alas, that's all right. So there is 2 opaque cards, and now we are here arriving at the second encounter. We're getting close to it. I think there's one more for us to grab on the way up, and there it is. It's our Solar Attunement opaque card. Bunch of good ones. Bunch of easy ones. And then I should be able to skip the rest of this using the power of Strand here. Very, very simply. All right. So I'm going to complete the second encounter, and then I will meet you after the second encounter where the most important steps come in and the stuff related to the Imbaru Engine comes in. And with that done, let's head on through the portal again and make sure I'm going through the right one here. This one.
Spellcaster. Eris and Savathun taught you so much. Mastering the Spire, fighting like hell in our oubliette, taking Sivu down a peg. You really did your mommies proud.
Please don't call them my mommies. Like I'm begging you, please do not call them that. Okay, we're going to make our way through. Now, there are other opaque cards in here that I have kind of missed, but I'm not really going to worry about them too much. There's only one that has my attention at the moment, and it's actually towards the end, and I'm not going to skip anything and get past these guys. The only thing I really want to show, if I can get around that, the only thing I really want to show is, if I can get to the end here, and which one is it? Which one is it? It is this one up here. I mean, aside from getting this card is possibly a different boss fight, if it is a different one, but so far, every time I've run Savathun Spire, I've gotten the same freaking one. So we'll see if it works out, but I'm going to put that down. I don't want to actually start it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over here, and right here, this is the opaque card we need for the test of strength within the Imbaru Engine. So I'm going to have to go and collect that. I'm going to have to turn that in at the Lectern of Divination back in the Helm, which we will do soon. But really quickly, let's let everybody kind of gather up here, and then we will see if we got ourselves a new fight here. If it's the portal on the right, then I'm just going to immediately cut to the Helm. If not, it's the one in the middle. All right, so we got something new on our hands this time, which is awesome. Okay, let's do this thing. So, right off the bat, we got light bearers that we're going to have to deal with here, so let's do this. So first up, we got the Void Titan Light Bearer, so let's do this thing. Hello, buddy. I ain't afraid of you when I'm in my super here, so I'm going to knock you out. Do enough damage to kill you. Come on, there we go. All right, let's make sure we destroy that ghost. First one down. Okay. Next up is going to be... Is it the Hive, or is it the... Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, we got to shatter the Void Crystals first. Duh. Okay, so walk up to these. You can melee them. You can shoot them. Just make sure that you're inside of the bubble when you do so. I'm going to take this over here. Get another one there. I'm going to let that kind of take care of you, as I just kind of skip on past you. Pardon, while I blow all of you up with my Aramite. I'm really loving this for solo content, if I'm being completely honest. This envious reservoir burst that I got. It's been a lot of fun. Not the most ideal version of the Aramite, but it's one I will still take. Okay, our next one is... Oh, it's both of them. Okay, well, let's do this thing. Let's get some damage in, and I can use Explosive Light for all of this, and then get the heck away once they get that off, because that is going to mess me up if they get me with it too many times. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Let's get some reloads. This rocket I have is really good for damage. If I can actually land my shots here. There's a shot. That was a beautiful one. Holy crap. Hello there, sir. Let me take you out. Okay, you know what? That works too. Okay, some more orbs for explosive light. Oh man, there's a lot of moths there. Okay, he's down. If I'm going to let him take care of that one, and then I should be able to get to you and knock you out myself. And down you go. And that went incredibly smoothly.
I've sent a message to the Techians, as you requested.
Thank you, Ikora. Queen Mara will know the way forward. A long time ago, she listened when I warned of Oryx's imminent threat. With this, she constructed a throne world of her own. It saved her life. May she arm herself with our knowledge once again.
All right, and I will meet you all in the helm and at the Lectern of Divination, where we're going to turn in all of these opaque cards. And good thing I can just kind of skip by on that and not actually be forced to interact with it in some various way. Otherwise, that would be very annoying. But no, all right, let's head on here. We got that done. Let's turn in a whole bunch of these and see what we get out of each of them. So the one that is going to be the most important is, I believe, this one right here. A Gift of Strength, an incantation to unveil the next test in the Imbaru Engine. I'm going to grab that really quickly. We're also going to get ourselves some Witch's Keys for free, although I'm actually full on those. That's even hilarious. Okay, we can get some Deep Sight weapons. It also allows an additional redraw. That's cool. 1 stack of Restoration when carrying a Solar Crystal. That's cool. Let's do that first, and why don't we get ourselves another weapon here? I'm already done with the Eremite, I believe. Could be wrong. Yep, I am done with the Eremite, so let's work on Semiotician now, even though I already have a pretty good one. I'm also going to grab that opaque card. This one I'm just going to immediately get rid of. It does have Explosive Light, but the one that I have right now with Impulse is a little better than Perpetual Motion. Turn another one of those in. And then we can grab ourselves another Semiotician really quickly. My goodness. There we go. And this one is Keep Away Bipod. That one is gone. And let's go turn in some more. Back and forth, back and forth. We're completing a lot of things at once right now. I will take that for Ascension, because why not? Also got these, another Witch's Key, and then also reveals a shrine in the altars of summoning that allows you to manipulate your ritual offerings. Okay, we finally got that access, which allows us to turn in offerings to re-up them for better offerings if we ever need them. And I can also take that as well for Eleatic Principle. All right, cool. So let's head back into the Imbaru Engine now, and then we will show how the Test of Strength works.
Your spellcraft has unlocked a new configuration within the spire, and Savathun's vault beckons once again.
All right, into the main chamber once again. Ignore that. We're just going to pass on through and proceed through the engine. Okay, so we're going to want to go up through this door, and this is eventually going to take us to the 2nd floor. Remember, we're not going to want to go to the 3rd this time, otherwise we're going to be doing the test of navigation again, which I would rather not do. So up to the next level. And I'm going to be using my GL and my machine gun for most of this. This is not really an encounter, per se, as much as it is, well, it's a test. So what we're going to want to do is, instead of going through that door, we need to find... Oh, where is it? Is it? I can't remember. I don't think it's the portal. Maybe we do have to go up through one more area. We might have to. Let me just make sure. I haven't been through this particular section in a long time, but I suppose I am willing to be wrong here. No, that just takes us back up. I don't want to go that way. I cannot believe that did not hit me. It's around here somewhere, and I don't think it's through the portal. Oh, yeah, is it this one right here? Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is perfect. All right. So, let's explain how this encounter works. Now, this is a weird one, and I'm going to have to remember if I can do how this works exactly. But we're going to begin the test. And once we do...
You Guardians think you're so smart. Well, try this one out. See how far you get.
We bested Savathun before. I have no doubt the Guardian will do it again.
Now, notice that they give us a lot of ammo for this activity, and there's a very good reason for that. First things first, let's go up here and use some Deep Sight. And we got footsteps. Let's follow the footsteps. All the way down to this enemy right here, okay? I'm going to kill him. Perfect. Make sure you don't shoot anything else. You see this right here? This arrow is pointing us in the direction of the next enemy we need to kill. We got these two right here. I think it's, let me just make sure I have this lined up. I think it's this. Is it this guy? No, it might be this guy. Let's kill him and make sure that's correct. Yes, it is. Okay, so now we're going to want to move on to this one. Kill him. That was the wrong one. Nope. And see, you got to really pay attention. Notice that it completely slows me down, and I cannot escape at that point. All the shriekers become active, and they mess you up. So that was incorrect. Let's try this again. Start from the beginning. I'm going to actually use the grenade launcher for this. Let me make sure I'm facing the right way here. No, it's actually the one up on the ledge here. Okay, cool. So we're doing good so far, and that is going to lead us all the way to this cursed thrall. This is where things are going to change. Once we start killing the thrall, there's a different set of rules. So kill him, but do not kill the next enemy. You're going to want to get the one after that. This is where we start killing every other enemy. So then it's going to move us onto this one. Kill that, okay? Now it is pointing through a wall, so we need to go back to the other side if I can make my jumps here. Apparently I cannot. And make note of the direction it's pointing. Okay, see, we already killed that other one, so it's not this one here, but somewhere over this direction. So we're going to want to now go up, ignore the night, follow the path up here, and eventually we are going to come into contact with some more enemies. And actually, is it up here? No, actually, now that I think about it, it may be down. Is it through here? It's through here. Okay, sorry. My bad, my bad, my bad. All right, make sure it's the right spot, and it's going to be this one. Skip that one, which then points over to this one right here. Then to this guy. And then skip that one over to this one. And there we go.
Imbaru and the sword logic. Powerful forms of hive magic. And you've subverted both.
As above, so below. We will accept the Hive's power. Use it, Guardian. It is yours.
Okay, so before I end this episode, there is one final test that takes place here in the Imbaru Engine, and I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a teaser about this. So you see these thrall statues that are all over the place. We've been seeing these as far back as the Taken King. These statues have a very hidden meaning to them, and they're going to be incredibly important to the last puzzle. Now, I'm going to say right now, I am not going to do that entire puzzle legit on screen because that puzzle is so esoteric and requires you to write down so many tidbits and keep track of so much information that I would literally need to pull out a pen and paper to jot all of those things down. It's designed that way. This is a true puzzle seeker's puzzle, if you will. But we will explain it in full at the very least so you understand the gist of it, and I will show a sampling of it before I just put in the right combination and finish the puzzle. But this is going to be something we are going to be doing at the very end of this seasonal quest line. For right now, in the next episode, you can look forward to me going into the last of the quests, and I'm going to hope if we can get access to the final boss in Savathun's Spire as we go through it. If not, I'll just have to show that in its own little separate video at some point. But for right now, look forward to the last set of quest steps, of the Bladed Path in the next episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.